Hello to everyone. It's time to record the next speaking practice video, and this speaking video is 50 50 speaking video, halfway to the 100, and I'm really glad that I managed to execute this type of practice so consistent and already reached, as I said, the video number 50. Yes. And I don't know, before the start of answering questions, I want to say that I decided that today for me gonna be a more relaxed day because at the morning I started do grammar, English grammar, and I haven't feel how to say it. I haven't feel to do it. I haven't feel not only desire but a will to do it. And this is a sign that I need to take a little rest, change a bit my practicing routines. For example, today I'm not gonna learn grammar at all. I'm gonna concentrate on a more pleasant type of English practicing is speaking, actually, reading, watching, and probably writing. Yes. Um, today I will today I will take the English study in a more creative way. Yes, the more output will be today. Yes, and also I wanted to say that yesterday I watched a lot of videos about how to reach from B1 or B2 to C1 level, and find out. I already knew it, but let's say find out that this is the most hard thing in English learning, to move yourself from B1 B2 to C1, because there is a huge gap between these two levels that every person really not suffer, but really put a lot of efforts to move through. I mean, if, for example, for achieving the as from the videos that I watched, according to the videos that I watched, to achieve the uh, a a a A1 to B2 level, you need somewhere 1 to 2 years, and to achieve the C1 level or even C2 level, you need also somewhere in between from 1 to 2 years. In my case, I think it would be next 2 years, because according to my tempo, according to my progress, I achieved B1 level of English for 2 years of studying, or maybe even somewhere close to B2. And in order to achieve this desirable C1 level, there is actually uh, it requires not only grammar studying and consistent watching and speaking practicing. It requires really deep immersion into the language, because the most of the words that we use on B1 level, B1 B2 level, I already knew. I already learned. I'm just most of the time repeating these words in order to build this solid, concrete ground. Yes, in order to execute this simple word, simple construction automatically without thinking about it. And this is on which I'm working now. But in order to get to the C1 level, I need to start building on this solid ground the more complicated, sophisticated structures. I mean, learn uh, more sophisticated, difficult, rarely using words in English. and try to use these words. Watch very different type of contents from many subjects in order to improve vocabulary in in a wider range, not only their daily conversations. And that's actually how the C1 level reached, just by deep immersion into language, deep immersion into studying for a very, very long period of time, equal to the time that you've been spent for um, equal to the time that you've spent for achieving the intermediate level. And this might be a little tedious. It might be more difficult because the results are not emerge very fast. You might even don't see that you're progressing after a long period of time. But according to the video and according to my own understanding, just you need to trust the process, and eventually, after years of this deep immersion into language, I mean, in all fields of studying, writing, speaking, listening, reading, really deep emerge after a couple of years, the C1 level will appear and will be achieved. This is true. Many English learners, not only English, many people who learn foreign languages, they are all they all they all meet this barrier of C1 level of language. And the one who didn't give up, the one who continue studying, continue emerging into language, they are actually after, of course, we're all different and all have different opportunities, abilities, and time and free time. So, but despite of that, all of them who continue studying eventually get to this C1 level. And this is actually my goal now. I want to get my English level. At first, I want to have a really solid, grounded B2, maximally, like how to say, maxim, not, uh, maximum, maximum, maximally, fully, let's say, fully grounded, solid, firm, and stout, in order to just be able execute this language, execute English on a B2 level automatically without thinking about it. And after that, when I will build, I've already almost built this ground, but I want to fasten it even more. And after that, I want to achieve the C1 level of English, um, the advanced level, where I will know really a lot of words. I will able to speak on almost on any topic. I mean, and be able to emerge in this topic very deeply. My speaking skills also will increase. My speaking skills also will increase. My speaking become more fluent, more fluent, and how to say flow. Yes, more fluent. Let's say more fluent, more smooth, more sophisticated than now. And all this, and the reading skills and writing skills, speaking skills, all will eventually increase to C1 level. The only thing that I need to do is continue practicing, even for today. Not only me, I'm talking about every person who study. The only thing that we need to do is continue practicing gradually and consistently. And for example, like today, when I haven't feel to do, or I didn't feel, or I don't feel. Yes, today it's present time. Let's say, for example, today when I don't feel to do a lot of grammar studying, I just was I don't know, not actually tired, but mentally my mind craving for rest and craving for some easiest and more engaging practices. And just according to my today mood, according to today my state, I didn't give up on English today, and I know just start spending time unintentionally, I decided that today not gonna be the hard grammar practice day. Maybe it would be tomorrow, maybe after tomorrow, I don't know. But I still want to spend time with English, and I will execute um, some easier, not easier, some more pleasant for me now practices. And that's why now I'm recording speaking practice instead of learning grammar. How, and what was the point of all of it? I mean, despite of the fact that I didn't feel like learning grammar, I just simply changed the language routine, language. Yes, I just simply changed the language routine on a more preferable for me today, and it means that I'm still practicing English. I'm still moving towards enhancing my skills, but I just choose a different tool for today. The tools that are gonna work better because of how I'm feeling today. Yeah, because of how I feel today. Yes. And that was, yes, a little for a talk before start answering the questions. I clarified what my goal is now and what my goal will be in the future. To actually, I just yes clarified two steps that I'm now moving onto, and also explained how to easily manage your practicing routines, how to adjust it according to your mood and physical state. Yes, if you're really tired and as I said, yes, if you're really tired and you feel like the English grammar would be for you, or I don't know, speaking, any practice that you plan to do today would be for you like a tedious chore, just simply change it. Just simply change it on something that you would like to do, or at least it would be so energy drawing. It wouldn't be so energy drawing for you. And this was my point. Yeah, this was my point. How to manage your English practice in order to maintain it consistent and stable. And so it was a good it was a good knowledge sharing or experience sharing. And let's actually start practicing. The question number 9. If you could improve one thing about education system, I already done it. Sorry. If you could improve one thing about education system in your country, what would it be? Sorry, I need ChatGPT. Sorry for this a little pause, but ChatGPT unfortunately repeated the question that he already asked me, and I don't like it. I want new, fresh questions. You, I just need to. I just need to ask him for new questions. Okay, yes, ChatGPT rewrite it a little, but I still see that I already answered these questions, or at least the similar questions or at least the similar questions. And I don't know why, but I think the new update of ChatGPT work much worse than the old version, because the old version actually executed these questions always properly. Very hardly ever the old ChatGPT repeated itself, but the new version is, I don't know. I think it's downgrade more than update. But I work, but what can I do? I just work with what I have to work. I just work uh, with which I can work. Yes. So, so sorry for this pause. Let's start answering the questions. How do you usually prepare for an important exam or test? Surely I've already answered on this question, but it's okay. Usually, uh, I think the best way to prepare for an important exam or test is just gradually, consistently studying during the during the I don't know studying semester. This is the right word.
Semester.
Yeah, semester. This is the right word. I think the best option is just gradually, consistently study well during the studying semester in university, and this test, this final exam, would be not a big problem because you already did a lot of studying before, a lot of preparation. But let's say if we talk about, I don't know, you didn't do very well, but you need to get this exam. You need to finish it. You need to succeed and finish it and get the proper score for the moving to next studying semester. So in this case, you need to, I think, the best way would be invest from 1 to 2 months in really hard work in studying and preparation. But I usually, when I know something about subject and I'm studying actually normal, and I have confidence, then I can get this exam. But I need a little bit intense preparation to, I don't know, to repeat the things that I might have forget for all this time. In this case, I invest from 1 to 2 weeks in a preparation before exact test and exam, and this usually includes the whole repeating of the all material that was taught during this period of time. I think just like renewing your knowledge. Yes, just repeat everything again, again, again from the start to the end. Repeat it sometimes and make it intensively during one during from 1 to 2 weeks before the test or exam, and I think it would be more than enough to prepare yourself very well, or to prepare yourself sufficiently. And also, what is very important, this is a little trick, in the last day before the exam, uh, actually it's actually preferable. Do not repeat anything at all. Just take a rest day, full rest day of studying before the exam, in order to let your mind to rest very well, um, summarize, structurize all the information that you learned, and just go on the test with a fresh mind, very well rested, and on the morning, very well rested on the next day. And also very important tip is do not worry. Do not need to worry, because worrying is never worrying at worrying is worry little worrying is good when you are, or when you have a free time, when you have at least some time before the exam, because it actually motivates you, push you to preparing. Yes, it's just like an instinct that help you to motivate yourself to start preparing before the test. But while you already writing the test, worrying is not gonna help you. You should be very calm. You should understand the fact that this is not the end of the world. It's just a test, and you need to you was preparing for all this time. You confident in your knowledge. You did you did all what you want, and now you did all what you needed to do, and now on the test is the time to just perform as best as you can. No worrying, no some stress, no astray thoughts, no worrying, no stressing, nothing. Just you, test, time, and the best perform that you could that you could the best performance that you could perform. Yes, sorry for repeating myself, but that's actually the point. That's actually the structure how it works the best when you are taking an exam. I'm talking it from experience. And again, another one, the last tip for this question, for this topic is you don't need to try to get the best score. You don't need to think about the best score. You don't need to think about what other people think, what's gonna happen. Forget about it. It doesn't matter. When you perform the test, you should be really interested and motivated to just perform, just do your best, despite of the scores that you get. It doesn't matter. Just do your best. Don't think about the score. Don't think about consequences. Just best performance at the present moment of being. And with this approach, you free yourself from mental overload. You free yourself from stress. You feel yourself for pressure and expectations from other people, from your own expectation. You just free yourself, free your mind from all of it, and just perform your best. Doesn't matter what you get. Your goal, your your goal, your aim, your the best, your the most important task um, at this moment is just do your best, and doesn't matter what happened next. With this approach, I think you will get through the exam, you will succeed and get not if the best score, but sufficient score to move on. And that's actually what's important. Just to get the score to move on. You don't need to be the best, you just need to be enough. Enough for achieving your dreams, enough for moving on. This is my approach. Yes, because sorry, I already finished answering this question, but I want to talk else. I want to talk also that I want to say that also it's um, it's a good approach to life. You not to be the best. Even sometimes you can't be the best because I know we're all different circumstances. You can't perform on your best every single moment in your life. So it would be better to concentrate on be enough, be sufficient to move on, be sufficient to do what you needed to do, be sufficient to get the score that's enough for moving on. Of course, sometimes you will make the best score, sometimes you will make the intermediate score, sometimes you will make somewhere in between intermediate, sufficient, and the best. I know it's always changing. It's not stable. Your performance can't be stable because you're human. Yes, different circumstances, it all affects you. Yes, probably you I don't know, something happened in your life. You haven't had enough sleep, and because of this all of stress you performed no and you not performed on the best score on the test, and that is life. Yeah, that is how life works. It's just a part of life. Things happens, but what's most important is continue moving and keep yourself consistent and stable. You don't get the best score, but you get sufficient score, sufficient to move on to continue your studying. You didn't get yes, that's how it works. I think this is the best approach. Just make things works, and later you will be able to make things better. The first step is to make things works. This is my approach to every how to say it, to everything that I do in life. At first, you need to make it work. You need to make it happen. Then you will improve it later. And surely you will improve it, but at first you need to make it work. Okay, that was my answer on the first question. The next question. If you had to choose between a well-paid job and job you love, which would you choose? If I had to choose between a well-paid job and job I love, which would I choose? It's difficult to say because the jobs that I love actually are very well paid, and it's very difficult to get to this job. And now I'm actually studying in order to get to this job that I love. And when I will get to this job that I love, I will automatically be well paid and earn enough money for for realizing for making real my no, sorry. This is enough. This is enough answer. Yes, I will have enough money to do the things that I want to do, this to get done the things, or to do the things that I want to do. Yes, or I will be able to do things that I want to do for a very long time. So in my situation, the jobs that I love very well paid. But according to this answer, I need to make it a second conditional, yes, and say that if, for example, for example, I would have a choice between the jobs that I love, but paid not on the lowest, but paid somewhere in the middle. Yes, not the highest, but not the lowest salary, and a really well-paid job, but the jobs that I'm absolutely not interested in. The answer for me would be very simple. I would choose the jobs that I love and the money that actually are efficient. Not a lot of money, but money that are efficient for a simple, healthy, normal life. Because why? Why? Because, for example, if I would choose a well-paid job that I don't like, I will work there, for example, from 1 to 2 years, but eventually I will quit it because it wouldn't make me happy. It actually would make my life miserable because most of the day you spend on your job, and if you don't like it, that affects your life severely and directly. And I wouldn't, at first, I wouldn't be happy, and I wouldn't be able to work on this job for a very long time. So this is a failure. This is a fail. This is a loss. This is already how to say it. This is already lost choice because in a long perspective, it is a wrong choice in a long perspective because I wouldn't be able, as I said, I wouldn't be able to maintain this work for a long period of time, and I would be unhappy. I think yes, I'm sure I wouldn't be unhappy on this job. But if I would choose the job that I love, but salary not yet very high, I can maintain my studying in this job. I can still work on my skills. I can grow in my career, and by this way, I would be doing the things that I love. Also, I will be improving myself. I will be interested and motivated, improve myself in this job, improve my skills, and build a better career. And according to this desire to grow over myself, I mean professionally, I would get a better position. I would get promotions. I would get a better salary eventually in a long perspective. Yes, in a long way, in a long perspective. So that's actually a winning point because if I said if we will compare the long time period with the jobs that you love but you didn't get there yet, but you haven't get there yet, the best salary, and the jobs that you hate but you already get good salary, you can maintain the jobs that you love much more longer, and it will make your life meaningful compared to the meaningless jobs that you don't like. and it will motivate you improve yourself, improve yourself, improve yourself even more every day. Yes, and that's what's important in the things that you do. You have to be driven by it. You have to be driven by it, and have a strong desire to learn and learn more. Yes, that's how you make your life interesting. That's how you make your progress achievable, and that's how you, I don't know, become a professional. Yes, that's a meaningful road. It's a meaningful choice, and very and a winnable choice, a successful choice for on the length. Yes, during the long period of time. Yes. So this is my explanation. Yes. If you want to succeed in a short period of time and then leave this job, you should choose a job that you don't like but well paid. If you want to build a stable career and improve yourself professionally in the jobs that you love, you should stay there and continue investing in studying. Yes, and eventually, after some period of time, you will increase your salary to the job to the even higher than the level of salary from the job that you wouldn't like. That was my answer. The next question: what kind of working environment do you prefer? What kind of working environment do you prefer? Quiet and structured, or busy and dynamic? Um, Good question. I can't say in general, because my work is very specific and I know my character. I know what I love and what I hate. So I will speak from my perspective about my own preparations. And my own preparation according to the fact that I need be focused on the job that I do. I don't need anyone to mandel in it, at least during the process of creating. And I'm an introvert also. Of course, I can be social. I'm not a drastic introvert. I can be sociable. I like talk to people. Sometimes I like talk to people. Sometimes I can communicate. I can work in a team. I can do all stuff that needed to perform the best results on the job if it requires to communicate with other people. But still, working environment for me, for my profession, always have to be something quiet, structured, and having enough free space to fully focus on your task. Yeah, that's my choice. The busy dynamic environment would be only distract me from 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 creative process. Yes, for creative process on my hand, I wouldn't be able to perform at the same level of quality without focusing, quiet, and less distractions as possible. Yes, that is my answer. um, if you could change one rule in your school or workplace, what would it be? Second conditional. Good. I don't think about workplace. My workplace actually at home. I'm working from home, and I absolutely, how to say it? I absolutely good with it. I satisfied with my working environment because no one distracts me from creating animations, from focusing on this task. And so let's talk about school. I haven't had a good experience in school, and I don't want to blame other people. I don't like to blame other people, but I think they shared the amount of. I think they shared the amount of responsibility with me. Why I do not be very, why I do not be very interested in school. Yes, and what could I say? At first, I want. I don't know rules. There isn't changing just one rule doesn't change anything. We need to change the whole system, the whole education system in the country in order to in order to solve these problems. We need to pay teachers more. We need to hire the more qualified teachers. We need to have some system of control that will go to different schools and check how the schools works. We need more discipline on the lessons. We need, I don't know, we need some qualified psychologists, some qualified people who will manage and help the children to properly uh, not immerse, but properly, how to say it, include themselves, how to properly include themselves in this school environment. Because in my school there was a lot of, how to say it, free. The children's usually was left. The children usually were left to do what they want to do, and that creates an unhealthy dynamic in the classes, in the groups of children, and that was a problem. Yes, and the teachers weren't very motivated to study. Of course, there was some good teachers who really loved their job, but are most of them had low salaries, low motivation, and just simply, I don't know, were doing their job without a lot of interest in it, and wasn't very skillful and pedagogic. Yes, that's why they not always well they that's why they hadn't been or haven't been able always find the right way to communicate with the children, and sometimes even encourage this unhealthy dynamic in the classes. So it's a complex problem. It needs a complex approach, and I'm not the one to change it. Yes, it's a government issues, not mine issues. At least at this point where I am now, I have no influence on it and I can't change the situation. So I just simply do not think about it. I think about things that I can change and things that I can influence. And this usually just my life, my studying, and the close amount of people. Yes, the close circle of people that I communicate with. Yes. The other things are unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, out of my range or influence. And in the same way, out of my range of responsibility. Next, do you think technology makes studying easier or more difficult? Very good question, and I think I'm sure I'm, how to say it, I'm 100% sure that technology makes studying much more easier because I am actually the example. I am the instance that technologies, just thanks to technologies, ju- just thanks to not ability, but thanks to possibility to use internet to look for information, I'm able to maintain my self-studying consistently on, and I think on a very productive level. If we are talking about the self-studying, of course, on the courses with a teacher, I would get better results, but I have no opportunity now, and I invest only in self-studying, and thanks to technologies, thanks to the internet, thanks to the YouTube. Um, I can get the study materials thanks to ChatGPT also because I'm now studying helps to ChatGPT. ChatGPT creates questions for me, and I don't know. All my studying bind to technologies. All information I get from the internet. All information I get from the books that I get from the internet. Many things I get from YouTube, from other people who share their experience in English learning. A lot of teacher has their blogs on a lot of teachers have their blogs on YouTube, and I also get information there. A lot of a lot of information I get from the internet. A lot of things I'm able to do thanks to the technologies. And in my case, without technologies, I can't even imagine how I could progress in English by self-studying. So in my case, technologies works not against me, but with me and helps me a lot and make it much more easier. And to compare, yes, to compare in comparison. This is a word, comparison.
Compartment.
Compartment. No, compare. No, comparison. Yes, in comparison. Yes, I was right at the beginning. In comparison, what I was saying. I was saying that in comparison, let's compare me with other person who are not dedicated, who are not disciplined, and technology actually use technology not in order to study or get useful information, but only just for self-entertaining. And in this case, of course, technology might be distract you from studying and might make your study difficult. But that's not how to say it? Or that's not a responsibility of technologies to keep you disciplined and encourage you to use them properly. This is your responsibility, and you can't blame technology for making you easy distractful. It's your own responsibility. And if you use technology in a way that make your studying more difficult, you should blame only yourself. Yes, in my case, technologies helps me a lot, and as I said, make my study not easier but possible. Not only easier but also possible. Yes, and this was a first part. It was the questions on a B2 level. The first 5 questions I've already done. The next part 2 is a cue card, B1 C1 level. And let's start. Let's start answering the cue card. But before I answer the cue card, I think I would love to take a little pause because I've been talking for 42 minutes, and just answered 5 questions. Yes, and other 5 questions I had actually are waiting for me. So I need to take a little pause, drink a little water, in order to relax my my mouth my mouth tool, my throat, and moisturize my throat. Yes, let's say it in this way. And I will continue after a little pause. I'm back. I'm back, and I'm ready to continue. So, part 2, Q card, B2 C1 level. Describe a skill you would like to learn in the future. You should say what the skill is, why you want to learn it, how you could learn it, and explain how the skill could be useful in your life. I don't think I need to make up or think about far future because now I'm learning 3 skills: English language, Polish language, and 3D animation, particularly for video games. And I think I don't even have free time, I mean, for planning some other skill in the future. I mean, all my desires now, all my intentions, and uh, yes, all my desires and all my attention is concentrated. arc, or desire all my and orc arc all my attention, desire, concentration are concentrating on these three main skills, and I need all of them for future job, for future uh, objectives. Yes, English I need for getting a job in 3D animation because English is one of the major requirements. 3D animation I need actually in order to perform the job, perform the animations, creating animation sets for video games. And Polish language I need for a little bit further future because I already also said that uh, I want to, if it would be possible, I want to get education in Polish or whether in English language or in Japanese language. Yes, but more likely, I think I would choose, if it would be possible, of course, English studying English language in order to enhance this language, enhance this knowledge to an academical level, to a professional level. And um, why Poland? Because I would love to live here a little bit, at least try it, yes, to see how this country works. And why Polish? Not because of this plan. If I want being able, if I want being accepted, at least for try, at least if I want to be accepted, at least for being able to apply for the study in Poland, even in English language, the requirements for foreigners is to know Polish language no less than B2 level of language, no less than B2 level. And B2 level Polish for me is the same as B2 level in English. No, it's higher than intermediate. It's close to advanced, and it also requires a lot of time and practice in order to improve this language to this level. And that's actually my three now things that I'm learning, and I explained why I learned them. What's the objectives? What's the meaning of all of it? And I've said a little about Japanese, or at least I mentioned the Japanese language. And this is already planned for the furthest future. I mean, I would love to travel to Japan one day. I would love to visit this country, to spend there some time, maybe even work there a little. And Japanese society, even Poland, I think most of the people at least know some basic English. Japanese is very isolated. Japanese is very isolated, cultural, how to say it. Japanese is a very cultural isolated country, and most of the people there don't know any other languages save English. Oh, sorry, don't know any other languages save Japanese. So in order to be able at least being here, even as a tourist, and being able to at least talk a little with Japanese people, I don't know, get a help, I don't know, express some your simple needs, being able to read something, yes, it requires at least intermediate knowledge of Japanese language. And that's why I understand if I want to travel a little to Japan, to visit this country, to even work here a little, just to understand this culture, the major requirement is a Japanese language. That's why I would love to learn it in the future. But now it has no, now in the present, it has no close purpose to me because I already explained. All that I need to get a better job, all that I need to get on the studying is three languages, or is two languages and one professional skill. Yes, and I'm working on it now, and Japanese I just keep in my mind as further as a further objective, further hobby that I would like to try. Yes. Okay. This was a cue card, and we are moving to part three, discussion questions, C1 level, and let's start. In your opinion, what role does creativity play in education and work? It depends on the job position, basically, because, for example, I have a creative work, and creativity play a lot of, no, creativity very important for my job because I'm creating animations, I'm creating, and creation is actually noun, or its creation is, I don't know, the similar word to creativity. We need to create something. Not to create something, we need to make it up, we need to test it, we need to improve it. Sometimes we need to erase it fully and create something new. It's difficult process. Yes, it's difficult process of creating something unique. Not always unique, but something a little unique. And it takes a lot of mind resources to execute it. So in my case, creativity play um, um, not a solid, but play an important, essential part. In other work, like for example, the work that do not require a lot of mind engaging, like just simple, I don't know, shelf, say that will feel. Sorry, I'm not sure this is the right word, but shelf. The person who fills shelf in the supermarket. Very simple job. You need get the products from the storage, then put them in the supermarket hall, put them on the shelves, and then repeat this process. I did this job. I know what it is. It's a very simple circle of actions, and there is no requirement of a lot of creativity. You're just making a simple job according to repetitive plan. In this case, there is no need for creativity. If you do some more complicated jobs that requires from you a lot of thinking and making up things, testing things, if it works, if it not works, and this mind engaging process of creativity, of course, the creativity play obviously a huge part of it. What about education? In any education, I think creativity is very important because, as I said, it's a mind, efforts, and mind efforts. I think always a little more, okay, a little less, a little more about creative process, about creativity. For example, you have a subject that you need to learn, and you have a different approaches to learn it. You start in creating your studying routines. You start in analyzing what works for you, what not works for you. You start in thinking, yes, thinking. You start in this thinking process that requires creativity. That's not requires, but that's consistent of creative things, of making out things, of analyzing things, as I said, and this is important. This is important in education and in a particular creative jobs. Yes. I think I get this question right and I answered right. Probably. Yes. Maybe this que Okay, let's read it again. In your opinion, what role does creativity play in education and work? I mean, I was explaining the creativity of a person, I mean, of a student or a worker, but creativity of people who are pre- creativity of teachers also very important, and creativity of the employers also very important because this is I don't know how to express it. This is the job of employer to maintain their business, maintain his business stable and even better, improving constantly. The the responsibility of a teacher to be to engage students in the subject, and it requires a creative approach, sometimes different approaches, yes, in order to make it interesting and feel less like routine. So it also requires creativity in this case. So, okay, in general, my answer is in most situation, in most cases, with the jobs that requires thinking and engaging your mind and making up something and analyzing it, this um, there is the creativity play an eventual big part in this process. That was my answer on on the question number six. Question number seven. If companies focused only on profit, what problems could that create in society? Uh, the first obvious, I think, even yes, the couple of obvious outcomes and problems that might appear. Actually, I think are the first one is overworking. The second one is mistreatment. And the third one is violation of the rules. I mean, violation of the rights of the worker. Because if the company only concentrate and focus on profit, uh, it will be do everything in order to increase this profit and to um, engage their workers to engage and to force their workers to work on on their maximum um, on their maximum working tempo and probability, no, possibility, their on their maximum on their possibilities, yes. And it would wear the workers very drastically. For example, we have Japanese companies who are have a toxic work environments, toxic work approaches where the workers are usually overworked, worked on the weekends sometimes, and have a little time for themselves. This type of approach is I think this type of approach is profitable for the company, but very drastically stressful and varying for simple workers because, as you know, as a result, there are no needs a lot of explanation. Just the one just the one strong example, and this example is Japan has the highest rate of suicides, and that's because of the people feel themselves unhappy and were unhappy and extremely weird and extremely unhappy and extremely unhappy and extremely worrying because of the overworking and lack of the time for themselves. And this is the result. There's no need to use even second conditional. The first conditional would be more than enough, or zero conditional. If you overuse if you overuse your workers, you gain more profit on the short period of time, but on the long period of time, most of your workers um, might leave you, or if they can't leave you, I think they would be war of some. I think they would be or will be aware of so much so that they just I don't know, can kill themselves eventually, and because it's not the best outcome, not for the employee, not for the employer. It's actually a tragical outcome. So the companies, yes, this was my answer, and I give the example of the problem suicidal in Japan. And I think let's talk a little bit about positives, about the positives aspects and the positive examples. For example, Nordic countries have a very good balance between work life and personal life, and people perform there very well on the job because they full rested. They don't feel worn off. They feel themselves great, and the statistics shows that the percent of happiness is the highest in the Nordic countries because of the very um, human-oriented work culture. I think this is one of the. I think this is one of the um, serious. This is one of the heavy reasons. Yes, that affects their happiness. Yes, and that was my answer. Let's move to the next. How important is teamwork compared to individual work in a modern jobs? How important is teamwork compared to individual work in a modern jobs? Um, Difficult to compare because in my case, even if I do my work mostly individual, I couldn't get the all work done. I mean, create the whole product just only by myself. It would take much more time. It would vary me very hardly, and I probably wouldn't get the same result as I get in a team. I mean, the quality in result. Um, so the answer is very easy. Teamwork is always most important. It's Teamwork is important, and it's very important to understand how to say it, how to split the work stage, how to split the tasks and the work stages or segments between the professionals and give them the how to say it, the free space to do their job the best, and then give their job to the next professional, and the next professional do their part of the job, and then in this way, like, just like building a house. Let's say building a house. At first, you concrete company make you very good stable foundation for your house. Then you call to the workers who actually builds the builds the structure of your house, the main construction. These workers build the best construction that they can build because they are proficient in it, the same as people who had built you the foundation. Then when you have construction, you have walls. You call the professionals who are making to say it re-entry. No, 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 no. Okay, I don't know how it would be in English, but let's say you call the people who paint your walls, the people who creating design interior for design, so who creating the design for the uh, inside part of your house. Yes, and it's all different professionals, it's all different teams, and you combine them and you combine them in order to make a huge task. You just split the stages, you just split the task for you just split the task and give it to the appropriate professionals, yes, in order to make the better result from their work. And eventually you have a full created, a full builded dome, very that are ready for living. And that's how the most of the job works. We can create very complicated, very enhanced things only by cooperating, only by teaming up, and yes, by cooperating and mixing our efforts together. Yes, it only requires a good management to build the proper work structure in order to give the every professional time, resources, and free space to perform their best in their task. Yes. That's how it jobs. I don't know how one individual could create something, I don't know, big and for a not very long period of time. Yes. So, cooperation, this is my answer. Cooperation is important, and it's important to be able to manage this cooperation properly. Engaging the different professionals for the different tasks. Next question. If artificial intelligence becomes more common in workplaces, how will it affect employees? I think artificial intelligence already become, or I think the artificial intelligence already become more common in workplaces. And how will it affect employees? I think I really don't know how to answer. I think some employers can lose their job if they are not highly qualified or at least sufficiently qualified. Some simple workers, I think artificial intelligence can substitute, but if we talk about something that requires creativeness, a lot of thinking and prof- what's it? Very high skill, professionalism. Is there a word like professionalism? I think no. Yes,
Professionalism.
there is a word like professionalism. Good. Yes, something that requires professionalism. Uh, Fortunately, artificial intelligence can substitute and replace it. So that is my answer. Do you think volunteering should be a requirement for the students? Do you think volunteering should be a requirement for the students? Why or why not? Of course, drastically, surely, 100% not. Because students, being a student, if you have no support from the parents, it's already hard. You have to study and you need to get money somewhere to continue your study and simply eat, buying clothes, and I don't know, maintain your level of living somewhere a little above survival. Being a student is hard, and pushing them to do unpaid job and make a obligatory requirement for it. It's an, I don't know what to say. it's cruel decision. It's very cruel decision, and I wouldn't support it at all because I've been a student and I understand how it's hard to get money when you are a student. Instead of the volunteering, I think the requirement should be mm, that student should get how to say it, limited hours in apprenticeship or internship, and this apprenticeship and internship should be not very well, but at least sufficiently paid for students. Uh, because why not volunteering? I already explained because it's a cruel decision. Students don't have money, and you push them to do work for free, and I don't know, deprives them from the opportunity to have a half part-time jobs instead. It's a cruel decision. It's a cruel decision and unhuman at all. Unhuman decision at all. And instead of that, you will give them the apprenticeship or internship. In this way, they would get in a work experience while studying and already would be understand for how their future job um, look like. And also they will get, or also they would get and will get money from it, money that will be enough to maintain their student life and without having a half part-time job in a restaurant, for example, like a waiter. And this would be too objective. It would be the good thing that would help the student study, get a work experience, and get any money at the same time. It's a very good decision for a student, and I think it might be a requirement as well because I see only pluses for student in this case. Um, and also there is a pluses in this approach. There is a pluses for future employee or for employer because he will be seeing the he will be how to say it, selecting he will be selecting the future workers. If for example the employer will see that this student uh, performing his job very good and he actually really want to stay in the company and he already actually doing an apprenticeship in the company, why shouldn't offer then this worker already qualified and the worker who proves himself to the employer that that he's reliable and able to study? Why don't take a safer bet with the student and offer him after an apprenticeship, um, offer him stable workplace, yeah, a stable work position. Yes, in this way, employer already have the bunch of the students and already can give it to HR to select the best ones, the most suitable ones for a company in order to nourish the future workers for your company instead of just looking for them in the internet. I think it's a more with students, it's a more comfortable and confident and suitable way for growing the future, nurturing and growing the future workers for your company, the future employees. And for the students, this is the opportunity to get a stable, good job uh, right after the university and do not spend time for searching in internet too. I think only plus plus situation in this case. And this was the last question, and let's repeat. My answer is no volunteering, but an apprenticeship, and I explain why. And this was all. This was all in the speaking video for today. I've been speaking for 1 hour 14 minutes. Very good result. like for the speaking practice. And what to say? I feel myself much more better now. I feel like my mind actually engaged now in English, and the grammar learning, even if I decide to do it today, it would be much more easier for me because I think as I said, I rewired my mind on the English rails, and thanks to the speaking practice. Yeah, thanks to the speaking practice, and thanks to my conviction, willpower, and discipline that I put myself to the speaking practice today instead of spending time in a meaningless activities. Yes, or spending time in less meaningful activities. And as I said, it's all for today. Thank you for watching, and see you, I suppose, tomorrow in the next speaking video. Goodbye and have a productive day, or if you are resting as I am, have a productive rest. Goodbye.